What's shaking, AC?
Well, what's shaking is I got purple polka dots on my pants today.
That's awesome. Did you ever watch that TV show when you were a kid, The Polka Dot Door?
Yeah.
That was awesome. And Pokeroo would show up and one of the hosts was never there. And they're like, I missed them again.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was an adult that it occurred to me that it was probably the other host in the Pokeroo costume.
I just now realized that. You just taught me that.
Yeah.
That
I
makes
kind
so
of
much
just
sense.
now realized it too, but I sort of said it like,
Yeah.
never mind.
Okay. All right. Well, do you want to rant?
Yeah, let's rant.
I guess it's not really a rant. Ranting is kind of more like angry. But anyway, we'll just talk.
Okay.
After all these rants, I realized that maybe we shouldn't be calling it a rant. But anyway, we'll just keep calling it a rant. So I was listening to a podcast today and I was just thinking, something that I say a lot and I believe in and I try to remember, and just was worded a little different. So I thought we could talk about it. And that is that, people have this, a lot of people seem to always have this fear about creating, content, videos and things like that for social media, because they think it needs to be better than they're creating it. Like it needs to be more polished or it needs to have music or whatever on it. And the way this was worded today hit me because it was like, if you're more relatable, that's not new. We've talked about that even, I think, on this rant before, but when you're more relatable, it enables people to connect with you more, right? So when people can connect with you because they feel like they can relate to you because you're not perfect, then it's building trust, right? Like, and that's what we are trying to do. Well, you should be trying to do on social media is building trust. And it surprises me when I talk about this with whether it's, franchisees or franchisors for franchise prospects, friend dev marketing, that more people don't realize that that's the goal, building trust so that people will get on a call with you so that they want to buy from you. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because this morning I was surfing on TikTok and I saw a video of a guy saying, I'm a business owner, which means I'm a content creator. And I watched that over and over and I thought about it, and it's almost like they're synonymous, right? If you're a business owner, you have to be a content creator. And I started thinking about the history of marketing and advertising. Back in the day when it was just print, only print in magazines, even dating was you'd get a magazine of single people and you'd flip through and be like, okay, I'd like to get in touch with them, right? You would have to convey something that would build trust through print, and oftentimes it was the words. Sometimes it was the design. Oh, I trust this company because it looks like they put a lot of effort into this and made it polished and all that sort of stuff, right? But with the advent of Web 2.0, which in other words is social media, there's many other mediums that you can push out, like video, like images, not just stock advertisements, And now with Web 3.0, who knows what's going to come from that standpoint, but you have the ability to share everything. And so as soon as somebody says, I'm going to do something that's a little bit more sincere, and everyone starts seeing that and trusting them, everything metamorphs, the entire marketing or advertising industry changes because now people, they've seen that, they've experienced it, it's whet their palate, and now they're like, oh, I can get more trust by understanding a person and relating to them through their sincerity, through their authenticity, all that sort of stuff, than I can by just saying, oh, this is very polished. I trust that they put a lot of money into it because they care about getting me as a customer. And there's like 3 to 4, 5 degrees of separation as to how direct that trust is.
Yeah, it's probably changed in that because there's so much more information and access to backstories and all that stuff that people, they need all that. Maybe in the olden days when we just had like a commercial to look at or a print magazine or whatever, maybe it was more about being catchy, which it still is. I always say marketing is all about catching attention or attracting attention, but maybe just attracting the attention in itself worked. But it's like the consumers are getting smarter and they're recognizing and there's all kinds of options, more competition and that sort of thing. So I think, what I'm saying is that you still have to be catchy, but I think really like focused on how can we show that we relate, that we understand them. And I really like what you said about that, like being, okay, I'm a business owner, now I'm also a content creator. It made me flash back to something that I know you've heard me talk about this, and I don't know where I've said it otherwise, but that for me, when I first started my business, and people said, well, you need to be writing a blog. And then I was like, I hate writing. And then I eventually turned into, I would do videos. But I remember one of my roadblocks was, I don't know what people want to hear me say. Like, I don't know how to be different. I don't know what to create. What is my content? And it didn't take me long to realize that people just wanted to hear my voice. So it was like more about what would I put out that what value can I bring the world? So you got to kind of put blinders on sometimes and go, I don't care what other people are saying. What do I have for the world? What are the gifts I have to give to the world? And when I give those gifts, when I'm doing things that are in my purpose that I love, anyone listening, think about this, that when you're doing what you love and you put that out there, it's probably going to resonate with some people. It's probably you're going to attract the right people for you. And it's probably going to have more weight than you think, because that's when your passion and creativity comes out, right? When you're in your purpose. If somebody told me right now, go write an article about Teslas, I'd be like, I don't know, like they're cool and everything, but I'm not passionate about them. So I would be stumped, right? But if someone says, write an article about proper franchisee coaching and how to help franchisees truly get profitable, I'm like, oh, I don't know where to start. There's so many things I want to say, right? So it's going to come out, and there will be someone out there that wants to listen. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think you're there's a niche for everything. Like sometimes I'm blown away with all the different niches that exist in the world. So if you're talking about the niche that you're passionate about, presumably that's also what you do for work. That's like your small business, right? Or your franchise. And, you craft the way you speak about it to bring in the proper customer, whether it's B2C or B2B or B2G or whatever it is, right? That's what you're trying to bring in. So when you speak about something that you're passionate about and it aligns with your business and you push it out there, there isn't necessarily too much A/B testing, because maybe you're just like, you could A/B test it and say, okay, I'm trying to get these guys, maybe I just need to change what I'm doing. But from a larger macro standpoint, you're funneling down the proper direction. It's you were talking about sincerity. When I think about sales, if you have a TV store, for example, and somebody walks in and said, hey, I'm looking to buy a TV, and the first thing you do is say, look at this $15,000 90-inch flat screen TV with all the bells and whistles, and you didn't take the time to figure out what their budget is, how much space they actually have on the wall, what they use this for. Are they going to use it? Are they binge watching TV, or is it just like an hour a week? Then you're selling them the wrong product and they're going to walk away, right? If you sit there and ask those questions, not only are you able to put in the right product fit, but that builds the trust. That person thinks, hey, this guy cares about getting me the right thing. So it goes beyond marketing. It almost goes to, like, in general, just people relations, even those old school TV commercials with that friendly guy on TV that wants to buy all of your gold. You know what I mean? He's trying to build your trust.
Not always in the best way, but
yeah.
I love what goes through your head. I mean, where did that come from? Between that and Pokeroo on Polka Dot Door, which I think is a Canadian show. So if anybody's listening, you're gonna have to Google it. Anyway, okay. Well, I think that I think just to emphasize what we're trying to say here is really, putting your voice out there. What do you care about, and talking about it is going to have more impact than you think. And don't overthink making it perfect or polished. We've said this before, but I don't think we can say it enough, because I still see people all the time that struggle with it and that's why I have a lot of videos that I've made in my car, because people are like, they follow because they're like, oh my gosh, she's just sitting in her car making a video, and they kind of, what is she going to be talking about? Right. Or maybe nobody watches them. I don't know.
Well, I've found that a lot of people always mention about content that goes online, and then both you and I were like, why didn't you like it or comment on it or engage with it? But anyways, we can talk about that a different time. Let's wrap it up, AC.
Sounds good.
Okay.
3,
2, 1. Go be awesome.